That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It is time for another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. Oh boy. Um, like I said, nobody, totally unexpected. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this tonight or not, but being that tomorrow could get kind of busy. In case you're wondering what you may be hearing in the background, it's Toby. She's in heat again. Oh my God. Good day to you, Brandon. Good day to you. Always good to see you too. Yes. Always good to see me as well when I feel like I could be seen, right? Oh, they've released a new tune? You got me on that. I did not know that. Oh boy, this cat's on my foot. I'm gonna have to check that out. Is it good? Is it a good song? Well, I'm gonna yippee yap for a couple minutes here, maybe hopefully get some time for other people to come on in here. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I am digging this camera. Okay, this is 720p. And I know that I am not the best looker in the bunch, but at least the video looks a hell of a lot better than the last time. It's okay. I suggest listen first. That's fair. That's fair. I hope it'll be a decent album. Okay. I like the last two. We'll see. Right? We'll see. I mean, to even say in 2025, Styx has got a new album out. I mean, how many people really would have thought that, you know? And 50 years ago this year, of course, isn't it 50 years? 50 years? Yeah, 50. It'll be 50 years ago. I think in December. I think the Equinox came out in November, December of 75. One of the best Styx records. Will you quit backing up into my ankle, you weird pervy cat? This is what I've been dealing with for 2 days now. Oh God, I don't know why they won't get her fixed. Hey, Richard, how you doing? It's like the leader of the island of the Misfit VC Vinyl Toys Fact. That is right. Absolutely. And of the island of VC Relevancy. Styx's new album is their best in 50 years. Fact. I like the old stuff. I like the wooden nickel stuff. I like all the way from this first Styx in 72 all the way to, I would say, Pieces of Eight. Cornerstone kind of drops off a little bit in quality, in my opinion. Paradise Theater kind of comes back up there. And I'm sorry, I like Kilroy Was Here. I know it wasn't a great album, but I like it. So I think overall, most of the Styx catalog is definitely worth listening to. Now, today, easy title, but I hate having to put the title there. And let me see if I can get her out of here. Here. Come on. Yeah, I know. This is your adoring public. What little know of you have known, you only ever let me hold you when you're in heat because you don't want to be bothered anymore. Right? All right, Toby. Look at your adoring public. Look at him before I put you back down on the floor. All right. Are you done now? Of course you're not. All right. Off you go. All right. Mr. Roboto will always be my favorite. Like I said, I always dug that song. I did back in 83 when that came out. I think I was almost 16 years old when Roboto came out. And I mean, I got the whole concept. I did. Kilroy Was Here. I get the whole concept. Did he go over the top in the concept? Yes. It was kind of Dennis's undoing, in a way, was that album. But what are you going to do? We probably lost the best songwriter of our generation. Is it who I'm about ready to talk about here shortly? Because yes, Toby, she's so cute. She is so cute, but she's so annoying. I got to tell you the truth. I was getting ready to go to bed last night and I discovered another chocolate nugget mine in my room. I'm like, Toby. And they claim that they went and cleaned out the litter box, but I am going, what do you expect from a 4-year-old cat? I don't know. So, before we really kind of get into everything here, once again, I hope everybody's doing okay. I heard through the grapevine, one of my little birdies told me about this, so I had to go watch the video. A certain individual that just cannot keep their mouth shut and brought me up. Not in a bad way, exactly, but the issue is dead and moot. And they like to just keep bringing shit up. Knock it off, okay? Just knock it off. You know who the hell you are, and I know you watch because people told me you do. Just knock it off and go live your life. Go do your channel the way you want to do your channel and just stay out of the VC. That is the advice I give to that one individual because I don't want to hear my name again. Understood? What do the Italians say? Capiche? Capiche? All right. Who brought you up? Well, I really don't want to care to tell you that because then it'll just start some more stuff. But I will just say it is one of our former regular guests. How about that? Toby Tobines. All I want to do is a nice show, and you grinding your kitty butt up on my leg and my foot is not going to help. I'm sorry, people. That's how you know that this is not a professional show. His mom and dad. Stop. I'm about ready to do something to you, and you ain't gonna like it. No, not the waxed. I got no issue with waxed. Waxed hasn't brought me up in an extremely long time, and that's fine. I watch his shows once in a while. I watch him on double time, just because. Yeah, we're gonna be just. It's going to be Rick centric today. It really, really is. How you doing there, Stan? How you doing? I like your avatar there, sure. But yeah, I could not believe that when I found that out this afternoon. Man, oh man, oh man. And such a regret. Come to think of it though, I don't know if did he ever come around here where I would have had a chance to see him? Oh God, maybe. Oh God, that's right. I do remember. I'm sorry. I do remember there was one time, and it was like in 2009 or 2010. I was given by a friend passes VIP. Actually, I could have met Rick Derringer and Pat Travers. They both were going out on the road together, and they were coming down here to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, which is, well, the big biker festival in September. Okay, they keep moving it around all the damn place, but back in the day, it was the old Amp in Fayetteville, Arkansas. The next night, it was Black Crows. Now, back in the old Amp, you only could squeeze in 3,300 people, so it was kind of intimate sometimes, very intimate. But bands would come down there, okay, and I that's how I saw Peter Frampton and Primus and originally Pat Benatar and I know there's a couple more. Levon Helm, man, some good times. But Rick Derringer and Pat Travers, I knew I said, now Pat's coming here in a couple weeks. I need to scrape up money somehow so I can go see Pat Travers. They're all dropping like flies, guys, unfortunately. And I like Derringer's music. I always have, really. Yes, before we get into that, I do want to thank my new subscribers. Yes, we did get a few new subscribers since the last episode of the show here. Some of them are known, some are not yet. Anthony Fernandez and Matt Evans, thank you for joining the Psychos Bladders Network here, and I hope you're duly entertained. Honest to God, I hope I can educate and entertain as much as possible on this show. That's been going on for 14 years and over 900 episodes now. Hi, Jen. How are you? Good to see you here. Good to see you. I'll tell you something. I know that when I do these shows, and I do actually try to do them with some preparation. Not preparation age, but preparation. Even Toby looked at me on that last year. Yeah, you just keep yourself busy. Anyways, so yeah, well, I'm not going to say much about that. Yeah, he is a goon, and not a gooner, I don't think, but a goon. But how the other Fred Vinyl Gorilla Records? That's right. Anywho, to all the 18 people here, hello and good evening. Yes, like I said, you're going to be hearing Toby Tobeans all throughout the broadcast. So forgive me. Hey. Anyways, I'm good to see everybody here. So I kind of set up some, like I said, this is a Rick-centric episode. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got about 5 tunes set up. Some of them you've obviously heard before, but some of them maybe you haven't. And that's fine. I just wanted to kind of do this today, I think. Just have a little bit of fun and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot written in the notes here, but Rick Derringer, see, here's the thing, okay? And this is not just him. I think everybody has a desire to be liked. That's not a problem. It's what you do with it, okay? That's what turns, they're jealous and envy are sometimes attached to this shit. And I'm not saying that anybody's jealous or envious of me, please. But, yeah, well, I'm going to be almost 58, guys. I don't have much more time left for this earth. And to top that off, I don't have time for nonsense. I just don't. I really don't. I don't mind fun, but nonsense I cannot stand. Well, thank you for watching, nevertheless, from work there, Brandon. I like to try to entertain. We're hoping to be on between, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, like I always try to do now. And you know what? I'll tell you something. I know I don't get as much views anymore. And, it's all numbers at the end of the day, okay? It's the people that are watching that are the important thing. Although I sure do kind of miss some of my guests, especially Shenanigans. I miss her. I miss a couple other people too. But, it is what it is, I guess. Maybe someday we'll evolve and have some new people that we can just, because I miss having a whole bunch of you people up on the screen. It's something else. So, Rick Derringer, his last name was Zeringer. Your Neutral Milk Hotel Records. Maybe another day. But of course, like I said, his last name was really Zeringer, and out of good old McCoy's. They started out, of course. Everybody knows him from Hang On Sloopy, which is really kind of funny. But the way that kind of all got started in a way that was kind of weird was 1965, the McCoys were scheduled to open and back the Strange Gloves. You know them. I Want Candy, stuff like that. And they had this song called My Girl Sloopy, which, of course, he suggested, Rick did, to change it to Hang On Sloopy. And, of course, everybody loves Hang On Sloopy. But now we're not playing Hang On Sloopy because everyone and their mother knows what Hang On Sloopy sounds like, especially if you live in Ohio. If you live in Ohio, that's like the state song in Ohio. I think live streaming is going by the wayside, burned up. Well, I hope not, because I really do enjoy doing this stuff. I should let you guys know, though, I am entertaining. I did start a Twitch account. Yes, I did. I did that in the last 2 weeks. I'm still looking into it, and I am thinking about possibly sometime in the summertime. I don't know when yet, but maybe just even for an hour, we sit and play records, and we talk in between the records. Kind of like a radio show, except you get to see this ugly, ugly face. And I think that'd be kind of fun. I've got hundreds and hundreds of 45s. We're all going to learn some things on this show, all of us, including me. So maybe coming soon this summer to Twitch. Yes. All right. I've got the first thing queued up here. Now, this was after the McCoys, of course. And, Rick's going around. He, of course, got befriended Johnny and Edgar Winter. And we'll be playing a little bit of that pretty soon here, too. But I forgot about this, okay? So I kind of thought, well, you know what? Why don't I go off and play this from 1971? He plays the solo on this really great song. Really great song. Off the album Killer from Alice Cooper. Under My Wheels. I forgot that he did the solo in that song, Mr. Derringer himself. Tony goes off and says, the Twitch thing sounds like fun. Well, I'm hoping so. Okay, I'm hoping so. We'll play. I've got so many things. I've got so many 45s from well-known groups and not so well-known groups. And we could go, oh, hell, we've got all kinds of things in the genres. In case you're wondering why it's doing this, this thing self-adjusts itself at times. It's kind of a weird camera that I picked up, like I said, about a week or two ago from Wally World. I still like it, though. This thing's nice. Nice improvement. Well, I actually also, though, agree about the be kind thing, okay? I don't know anything about the rest of that. I could care less about the rest of that. I have not that it matters. I've got 2 trans friends. What's our common bond? Music. One of them is a huge Kiss fan. Oh, God, did we talk about Kiss? In fact, I gifted them with some Kiss material and some Kiss books. They're all happy as all get out. I got done. They're just sitting here, I got done reading them all. So, hey, here, you have them now. This is what I do. If I don't sell stuff, I pass it on to friends. That's how this works. So, yes, Alice Cooper, 1971 off the Killer album, Under My Wheels. One of my favorites off of there, too, by the way. So, we go off 72. Yeah, 72. Rick Derringer bumps into some dude named Donald Fagen. Yeah, he bumps into Donald Fagen. Oh, you know what, Jeff? We will do that. I've got things set up, though. Maybe I could set that up for the next one. In the bar here. I'm glad to see you here. He says, play Don't Stop Loving Me from the Derringer LP, Sweet Evil. I like your Ghastly Graves your avatar there. Sir Ghastly Graves. Anyway, 72 bumps into Donald Fagen, who, of course, the Steely of Dan. That's right. I love Steely Dan. 70 Steely Dan is awesome. It really is. Like I said, the 90s stuff, not so much. Not so much. I'm glad they came back, but just not so much on the 90s. But he helps him get a recording contract. Yeah, he helps Steely Dan get a recording contract to ABC Records. That's right. So you can actually half thank him for Steely Dan getting known in the 70s genre. Also, though, he ends up, he plays on several of Steely Dan's albums, and I'm going to play a cut in a minute here. But he also ends up performing on The Night Fly, which with Donald Fagen, I love that album. Okay, 1982. In parts, it kind of still sounds like a Steely Dan album, especially IGY, and there's a couple other cuts on there. But the one we're going to play next is from the album Countdown to Ecstasy, 1974. Showbiz Kids. Here's one you don't hear too much anymore. I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm going to get some coffee. All right. Showbiz Kids. That's right. From Countdown to Ecstasy, where, of course, Rick Derringer plays guitar on that. They did get the Steely Dan t-shirt. And, of course, they don't give a fuck about anybody else, as if you heard that little lyric. Won't be hearing that one on the radio, will you? Yeah, sometimes I do miss Mello, too. What can I say? Sean, good to see you here. Violent Dreams had got me banned from the Stunny streams. Well, he might have helped you out. Maybe you should be saying, thank you. I'm teasing, Stunty. I'm teasing. Do you plan to see The Who? No. No, I don't. In fact, I'm going to probably kick myself in the ass for the rest of my life. I had a shot at going at 82. Thank my parents for that getting ruined. And then in 89, I should have saw him in 89 when they got back together at least, But after John, obviously it wasn't really The Who without Mooney. But then when John Entwistle died, I'm like, shit, now it's just the Pete and Roger show. Nothing wrong with that. But it's only half The Who, guys. And yes, Zach got fired again. And, I was getting sick of that shit. God knows why. Twice in a month. I'm like, Jesus, guys, come on. Just end the damn tour and just go home. And look, it's Loki Tito. Yes, coming from heaven. Outrageous. The Wax be allowed to participate in the video. Well, I don't know. Maybe his application's in already. I have no clue. Jim, has Morrissey canceled Manchester yet? No, it's happening. Richard, can't wait. Jim, why did you go to the Greer Garson grave? You went to Greer Garson's grave? Spring Hill? You went to Greer Garson grave? When is it? June 7th. Penny Lane? Oh, hi, sweetie. I'm so sorry. Things have been crazy. And she's in my ears and my eyes. I hope you're doing as best as possible. Okay, I haven't forgot about you. I haven't. Nothing personal, Richard. Nothing personal. Because she was a fantastic gag. Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. If you were to ask me what Greer Garson's favorite movie, I'm not going to lie to you. I might have seen Greer Garson and not even known it. A lot of those old school actors and actresses, I've seen a lot of stuff on television in the 70s and 80s, and my memory is so poor now. I agree, Jim. Where's that grave? Dallas, Texas. She settled there with her husband, who was a Texan lawyer. Did not know that. Did not know that at all. Anyways, so let's see. The next thing I've got going here. Oop, hang on a minute. Oh, all right. Okay, I've heard of Mrs. Miniver, but I don't think I've seen that one. Pride and Prejudice, I do remember seeing it in high school because we were reading the book. And Goodbye, Mr. Chips. I remember that too. Same English teacher. Actually, not made us watch the movie, but I guess you could say made us watch the movie. It was the 80s. What do you expect? So as we know, and we previously discussed here on this Rick-centric episode here, not to be confused with Rick Rolled, which that would be Rick Astley, which that's for another time and another day and another century. Time for some of these legacy bands to make room for new acts. Yeah, we're approaching 80 to 90-year-olds for some of these bands. Yeah, it is. If you still have something worthy to put out, then by all means do it. If you're still creating, okay, and you putting out music, new music, by all means continue to do it, because the fans obviously love hearing it. I do love hearing new music from heritage acts, okay, or even bands that have been gone for 30, 40, 50 years. Here we go, new album. What? That gets my blood pumping. That's for sure. Now, this next one here, we talked about earlier, of course, that, well, Rick befriended Edgar and Johnny Winter. Yes, he did. This is probably the only single that I'm going to be playing. But I always liked this song, damn it. I can't help it. I used to crank this thing up on the radio. This is the single version of this, though. Robert Donay won the Best Actor Oscar for Mr. Chips. Clark Gable was also nominated that year for Gone with the Wind. Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. He lost to Robert. Yipes. Wow. It must have been some powerful statement for him to be able to do that. All right. So, 1973. Big hit all over the radio. If you're alive, Ron, I was 6. I was 6 years old. So I bet you I heard this thing ad nauseum, but I don't care. I still like hearing this. We're going to play the single version of Edgar Winter's Free Ride. Yeah, got to do that. That's right. Now, if that don't get your blood pumping, I don't know what the hell's gonna. Well, they only come out at night. I guess it kind of does if you think about it. Or that famous Christmas song, Sleigh Ride, my ass is freezing. I'm thinking driving in my buddy's car with a case of ice cold beer. That sounds good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw David Allan Coe at my local today, $45,000. What are they, fucking high? $1,000. Now, the ones you do want to find, oh, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but only because they are very underground collectible, are those albums that he used to sell out of the trunk of his car. I shit you not. Some of that material, my buddy Doug from the Vinyl Grotto, he owns one of the albums. He found one. Some of it, good music. Some of it, his racism just really popped out. And the X-rated lyrics. Yipes. But it's David Allan Coe. What do you expect? Yeah, that's expensive. What's going on, Rick? Ricky. Yeah, it's from the X-rated album. Oh boy. Do you know Scott Morgenroth? There's a long name. Almost sounds English, like from an old Victorian estate. It's the Morgenroth estate. Yeah, I know, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, everybody knew that song in 73. I still see this Sing the Old Songs as a masterpiece. Such a beautiful song. I don't know who Chris Turk is. So this next one, now we go into late 70s. Can you play some Dr. Dirty? I could look into that. I don't know who that is. Anywho, so Jeff Allen just asked me just a little bit ago, hey, can you play a cut for me Don't Stop Loving Me. And I'm like, you betcha. And I'll look up this the Dr. Dirty for you there. Enjoy this little bit off of the Sweet Evil album. Stop Loving Me. Off the Sweet Evil album. Did Rick Derringer play on a Kiss album after Ace left the band? I thought I read that somewhere. Somehow, truthfully, I mean, they've used all kinds of guitar players. Bob Kulick was one of the go-tos. Rick Derringer, I think, would have fit very, very well in that, even for just guesting. Yeah, I could have seen that. I'm not sure if it happened. Any Kiss fans out there can help me out on that? Yeah, like I said, he does. Yeah, you're right. Though he does seem to be pretty down to earth and very rare in rock and roll. To be honest, truth, it's too bad. Like I said, that he's gone now, and I really do regret. I really should have seen him at least once. I do remember there used to be this. Well, I don't want to say biker bar, but in Algonquin, Illinois, and I was too young. I was like maybe 10 or 12 years old. And I did find out that Rick Derringer played it one night. I'm like, it was like late 70s, maybe around 1980. I'm like, what the hell? Hey, how you doing there? Be careful, be safe, okay? That's the goal. Be especially walking there in Southern Cali. Gotta be careful on that stuff. Rick played the solo on the song. Thank you. Good. Exciter from the Lick It Up album. So there answers that question. It's Exciter on the Lick It Up album. Uploaded one of my tunes today. It's called Valentine Time. Nice. Anyways, I appreciate everybody being here today. I do. It's not dark. Tons of people walking near me. Okay, that's good. Good. Yeah, I forgot. You're about 2 time zones behind me. So, yeah, 8:10. Sure. Let's see. My next little bit here. Okay. So we go mid-80s. Yeah. Starts working for people like Weird Al. Yeah. I love Weird Al. Those first 6 albums of Weird Al's. Rick Derringer's all over that stuff. He is. And but that's not what we're playing. The one thing that I am going to play, and I know it's cheesy, and you people might be sick of hearing it, but I always liked it, and I didn't know back in '85 that he was the one that wrote it and performed it, even though I heard it hundreds and hundreds of times since then. I need to see him live too, but I can't afford the tickets. The opening act is Puddle's Pity Party as well, but those tickets went like that. His meet and greets jacked up very much. It's like I want to say 200 to 250 is a meet and greet with Weird Al now. I'm like, that's ridiculous. As much as I'd love to meet him even for 2 minutes, I don't see it happening. Yeah, way expensive. I don't even know if I'm truthfully, I mean, like I said, I'm hoping to scrape up money to go see Pat Travers. That would be good. But in June, 2 weeks from now, actually, I better hurry up and get on the stick on that. But so basically, the next song here coming up, if you're a wrestling fan, oh boy, you've heard this song. You've heard this song probably, honest to God, ad nauseum for the last 40 years. But I still happen to like it anyway. Rick Derringer is all over the World Wrestling Federation album. Yeah. He was hired for that album. I don't know about the second one, Pile Driver. I just know that for the first one, Derringer is on and off all over this. Yeah, I love Mike, but I wouldn't have paid $500. I don't know if I would have paid $250. Yeah, okay, Jim, you're right. For fuck's sake, play the song. Yep, you got me on that one. I do, Jim. Someday I'd like to meet Jim Cornette for real. For fuck's sake. All right. Thanks, Jim, for your kick in the ass. train, say your prayers, and take your vitamins, and be irrelevant after decades and decades of abuse. Anyways. Sean says Pat Travis still has one of the great live rock albums of all time. Live, Go For What You Know, 1979. All over the radio that summer. Like I said, I don't think Pat Travers landed in my universe probably until sometime the mid to late 80s, when I remember catching Boom Boom, Out Go the Lights, and drinking whiskey and snorting cocaine. No, snorting whiskey and drinking cocaine. I always fucked that line up. But hopefully, like I said, I gotta go catch him. Smokin'. I remember singing those songs in the car with my parents driving. Boom, boom, out go the lights. Da 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 da. Yeah, I need to see him. And I heard he's nice after the shows too. So I do have a couple vinyl. Maybe I can get a couple albums signed from him. That'd be nice. I have most of his stuff. Small Psycho just came back from buying some beers. You know why? Because I'm enjoying it so much that I wanted to double the pleasure and have a good time with you, Sir Fact. Well, cheers to you, my good man. Always good to see my people here. Yes, I said my people. Especially on a Tuesday night, I like I said, I'm sorry that I don't have a consistent schedule on shows. Maybe someday down the line I will. But I got to tell you, part of it is because I kind of have to wait sometimes when the kid goes to work. Eventually, I'll get my own laptop. But even then, I kind of like being out here. And this is where he likes to play his World of Warcraft and all that other stuff. Snorting whiskey as a smoker. We'll probably play that maybe next show. Remind that to me, Fred, okay? But because I wouldn't mind playing some Travers. But let's see. So we got to that one, right? Right. So then, see here about this. I'm trying to do this right. I might have got this thrown out of order. I don't know. Let's try this next one. So I've got set up Mistake Magnifique. Cannot talk today. Let's listen to that for a little bit. Oh, look who's here. I want some brisket too. I didn't look to get no trouble, what did I know? The music was hot and we were getting high. My girl stepped out and that's when I saw her. Oh, she made me purr. I had to get a woman and I don't disturb her. That was a mistake, man, your feet. I should have known that she could go home and find her with me. Another mistake, man, your feet. I'm gonna cross my fingers one more time and hope that she don't leave. I only get smart and try to be cool, but that's one thing I didn't learn in school, and I'm just a lovesick fool. She was so damn dirty that I threw away all the rules. But everybody's hot and everybody's cold, and nobody does what he's been told sometimes. Oh, we're all too bold, and everybody wants to think I can never grow old. That is a mistake, man, you think. I don't want to miss my last opportunity to make a mistake, man, you think. So I cross my exactly. I love it.
Try not to use that tired old line. And if I'm lucky, well, maybe she won't leave. Oh.
Now, the fun sometimes in doing this show. That's the first time I've heard that song. I just found what I could find. I didn't even listen to it yet. So sometimes we get to listen to things together that we've never had before. So yes, cool rockabilly feel. Hell yeah. Word up. What's the word? Yes, yes, yes. Whew. Are we having a good time tonight? Yes, indeed. I hope so. Everybody get your favorite beverage. Sit here and yap with this guy here. Right? Right. I love you guys. The password is menopausal. By the way, yeah, he's gonna be in such big trouble, Mr. Diddy. He's gonna be in big trouble. Ain't no party like it. Never mind. All right. Then I had a Peter Brady moment. So, not that this matters, but I just thought it was quite interesting. In 1997, Rick became an evangelical Christian and, his words, a Jesus freak. I think that's kind of cool. I really do. I'm glad. Hey, that's my line. My passwords are all fact. Fact. The password is fact. So, in 2001, yeah, I got a cut already set up here for 2001. You kind of get some legends together, okay? Remember the 70s power trio Beck, Bogart, and Apogee? Well, it ain't Beck. There was actually an album came out in 2001 called DBA, Derringer, Bogart, and Apogee. Yeah, they only did one album in 01. So I figured this one's kind of a long one, but I wanted to present to you from 2001 Rhapsody in Red is what we're going to listen to. It's an 8-minute. It's a long one. As they would say in DJs, this is a good bathroom tune. I'm teasing. Enjoy this. Yes, it always does. That is a universal rule of coffee. This is kind of mellow, isn't it? I don't mind this. Well, maybe Satan. Who knows? Mellow, mellow. I don't mind this though. This is good to me. This is like relaxing music. Did this. I could take a whole album of this. Well, she might let you. Hey Brian, how you doing? We are here celebrating the life of Rick Derringer. You got time? You want to come on up for a little bit? You're welcome. He's even lighting one up for him right now. Ah, now we start cooking. Oh, I like Brian, just like I like you. I'm going to have to get this album, Fred. I'm going to have to. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You're too kind, Richard. Yes, and then here comes the night.
Wow.
I'm telling you, this album fucking cooks. I'm gonna have to get this thing. I agree with you, Sean. That's right. DBA, Derringer, Bogart, and Apogee from 2001, Rhapsody in Red.
Wow, 2001.
Yes.
Okay. I would have expected that to be from quite a bit earlier.
You know, it's too bad they only made one album.
What's up with hey man, how's it going, guys? Good to
Hey,
see ya.
Brian, man, what you doing, dude?
I'm
Good to
just
see you, man.
good to see you too. I just am popping in for a bit. It's in the middle of a work day and I happen to be home. So, but I'm playing hooky and I gotta get into the office here relatively quickly. But I'm happy to come up and say what's up. But I just looked up. So this name, Rick Derringer, rest in peace, right?
Right.
It's a sad day. Thank you,
So,
Richard James, my fucking #1 guy, bro.
oh, really? Okay. So he's a little bit a blind spot for me because I think he's just in a generation that's like, I'm just like not, he's like not
It
completely on
really
my
is.
radar.
I mean, he influenced a lot of people. I'll tell you what. Let me show you a record that this is, to me, one of the greatest versions of Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. But this album right here is a masterwork. I mean,
Right.
honestly, I tell anybody you want to hear some essential Rick Derringer, still alive and well, is to me one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs off this record and his whole career. I mean, really, I just love this record. So I wanted to, mention that.
I don't have
You
any
know,
of the Winter Brothers records or Edgar Winter records, but I grew up on Frankenstein and
not yet. Oh, sorry, Brian.
no,
Good old
I love
Frankenstein.
that. I love Frankenstein. And I will
Oh yeah,
say, forgive me for saying this, but my Fish, they play Frankenstein, and when
yes,
they
they do.
open, when they cover, they play a different set every night, and when the show opens with Frankenstein, that is an indicator that tonight's going to be a very hot show.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, right.
but also I see he played with he did Weird Al's "Eat It."
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
I just watched the other day, which is like that's like one of the best ever, actually. That
it really
is one of the
is.
most unforgettable videos of all time. And I like the peak Weird Al. And he also worked on Cyndi Lauper and Steely Dan and Hulk Hogan
Yep.
wrestling album. The heck.
Oh
So
my
like all those
God!
wrestling
And not only that,
songs.
he did a lot of wrestlers themes. He did the one for Demolition, which is actually my favorite
Mm-hmm.
one. Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher with Demolition. Walking disaster. Oh my God, it's so good.
So wait, that album that you just played, Paul, that I have one of those. You said there's only one, but I think I have one, but it's not that one. But I just went and looked in B. I think I inherited it from a collection, and I haven't put it on, and it's somewhere somewhere, but it's not in the B's. So What's the first artist? I know the Apis. Who's Apis?
Oh, that's Carmine
Uh,
Appice. He's
Carmen
like
Apathy,
he's
yeah.
a, he's he's a drummer legend ever since
They
going
say
back
it's
to the
a
days of Vanilla Fudge.
Is it always those three artists? Is it always
No, no,
okay?
it's
no.
usually Beck, Bogart, and Apogee.
Those
Beck,
guys are
maybe.
literally, honestly, a lot of times, like someone like Carmine, he's like almost like a band whore. He's like
Oh,
in so many bands.
I
He's
bet.
been
You
in so
got
many
kidding.
projects.
That's what it was.
He'll
Okay,
jump in
gotcha.
wherever he's
Yep,
called.
good old
There you go,
that's a
man.
classic right there. Mhm.
Absolutely.
How do you say it again?
Beck,
It's
Bogart,
either a
and
pice.
Apogee.
People say a pice. Some people say a piece. Some people say apacy.
I
You
used to
know,
say a piece, but the thing is I could have sworn I heard either an interviewer that went off and was interviewing Carmine, and he went off and said Apogee, and I'm like,
yeah, but you got
okay,
to
well then maybe
remember,
that's what it is because Carmine
it.
didn't correct him.
What about he's got a younger brother that was in Dio, Vinny, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone called him Vinny a pice.
Really? No, I
Yeah,
don't know. I
that's
guess
what
to
I
each
mean.
his own.
But that was
Tomato,
his younger
tomato,
brother.
potato, potato. Let's call the
It's
whole thing
crazy.
off. Apogee, Appies, whatever.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's not like Carmine's listening.
No, I know, right? Imagine.
But yes, so I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that Derringer Booker Apogee album because that was kick ass. That was 8 minutes of kick ass.
So I'm looking at his wiki page. I see him playing like a guild, like a 3-3 or one of those giant hollow body guitars, and then I see him playing this I love this shape of a guitar. I don't even know what you call this. The one that's like, it looks like the PV mark. It's not a flying V and it's not a Strat. It's like some weird shaped hollow body. What would this? Saint Vincent plays something similar to this shape. Do you know what I'm talking about? What is that guitar shape? Hold on. It's got to be what would it be? I don't know how
I'm
to
trying to
identify.
think.
I can
I'm trying to even
share.
think what you're saying. Like, I mean, that's so. Cause it sounds almost like a ovation-y type style, but I
No,
don't
no,
think
no,
that's
no.
it.
It's a real angular. It's like this strange angular.
What you
It's
mean,
like
like the
a
actual shape is like more not like
no.
like a
It's not
body
curvy.
kind of.
It's got like it's got a little parallelogram or not. I don't know what it is. It's some trapezoid type shape.
And
Oh
this is an
my.
acoustic guitar.
This is Derringer. I'm looking at a picture of Derringer in 1974. If I can send you guys the link, it's on the wiki page.
Oh,
But I love
I
this.
see. Yeah,
It's the
I know what
second
you're
image
talking about
down.
now. Now I was like, kind of, yeah.
I love this guitar shape. That's the killer, awesome, timeless
Yeah.
guitar shape. So wait, where's Paul? Where's he from? Where's Derringer from? He's American. Where in the is he from? Ohio?
I,
Where's he from?
I think he's from Ohio, and he
Okay,
yeah,
started
I think
out.
he's
He
from
started
Cleveland.
out in the McCoys in the mid
okay.
1960s. Hang on, Sloopy, Fever. There's a
What's
couple
Hang
other
On
ones.
Sloopy? What's that? What's Hang On Sloopy?
Oh,
Hang on,
yeah,
Sloopy,
Oh
Sloopy,
yeah,
hang
Sloopy. Da,
on,
da, da.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
nice.
yeah. That was
So
a
wait,
big
but what
hit.
is Sloop? What's Sloopy? What is that like Sloop John?
It was like
Isn't
a
a Sloop
nickname
like a
for
boat
somebody,
name?
like a slacker. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, so he was like
Sloopy's
in
a
a college term.
slacker.
Like in college, they would call each other these goofy names. You know,
And
like
what's the
that.
lyric again? Hey,
Hanging on,
Sloopy,
Sloopy. I haven't heard it in a little while. Actually, it's kind of
Sloopy,
like,
dun, dun, dun. Oh my God,
yeah,
that's
it's like
taking me
it's almost
back.
like it's in the same style as we gotta go, yeah, yeah, Louie. It's like almost
Yeah,
that
yeah, the
same kind of
Kingsman.
like,
Yeah.
right, and the same thing as the Royal Guardsman, Snoopy versus the Red Baron.
Okay. See, because my
That's in that
mind goes
same
to
realm too.
Sloop John B, or is that Sloop John B, right?
Sloop John B is the Beach Boys.
Right, but a sloop John B is like a nautical term, I think. It's like the name of a kind of boat. No,
And that
no?
could be, I really don't know the origin of Sloop, and I can't even say I'm verifying that I know in that song,
Sloop.
Hang on, Sloopy, and that's exact. But like what I pick up on it is that he's like talking about a person,
My
that's
girl
like kind of like
Sloopy.
not
I'm looking it up right now.
Moni
That's
Moni
right.
or something.
Oh, dude, Moni Moni. Tommy James and the Shondells is my first concert ever of all time. That's my
I've
very,
seen
very.
Tommy James literally. I've seen Tommy James 6 times.
Oh,
Tommy
really?
James is incredible. Great
My
Adventure, because
very
Great
first.
Adventure. It's in New Jersey. Great Adventure would have like little, not anymore, but 20 years ago and before that, 30 years ago, 40. They used to have summer concert series that
Mm.
rivaled like a tour, like the PNC Arts Center or something. Like it was like I saw Yes in Asia there, I saw Yngwie Malmsteen there, I saw Bon Jovi there at an amusement park. And then in the
Wow.
2000s, Yes in Asia was the last show I saw there. And after that, 2010, it started becoming Nickelodeon shows. Then it was
Mm.
like Jersey Shore, and they like MTV
Ew.
would come in, and it was a whole like it changed the whole thing. But at least I could say I got to see a lot of great bands there.
Well, this article doesn't say there's a New York Times article. It's referencing the Cleveland Indians, but it's not actually saying who Sloopy is.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
you know
saying that
what?
said the
I bet you
Indians
the
know.
Professor of Rock made a video about it and said who was.
I like that guy.
Ah,
I like that guy.
I
You don't like
love
that
that
guy,
guy.
Paul?
I watch
I
him all
like
the
that
time.
guy.
him
And I
and
just
his
watched.
hat.
I was watching Rick Beato live when he hit his 5 millionth subscriber. I was watching that
Holy
show. I was in the
Oh
chat.
shit.
wow.
5
5 million.
million.
He said he did 4 hours almost, and he says, "I'm not ending this stream." He was like 4,999, like only like I don't know, I think 200 left or 250 he needed. So he goes, "I'm not going to end the stream until I hit 5 million." It took him four hours, but
I'd
it
have
was
to be
slowly
dead
trickling.
5,000 years before I could get 5 million.
I know. Yeah, but when you're interviewing like fucking Dave Gilmour now and like Brian May, I mean, like you're gonna get some views for that shit.
Mm.
Same thing with Professor Rock. How many great artists has he interviewed? I mean, like, unbelievable. That goes a long way, your views when you have an interview with like Rudy Sarzo or something, or
I don't know why people don't bag on him. I think he's. I don't know. If he's
I
just a
love him.
flavor, if it's just it's fashionable to not like Rick Beato, but the guy knows music back and forth, and he seems like
Oh
he's a
my
pretty good
God, he's so
interviewer. And I
legitimate.
really, yeah,
He's legit. He's a legitimate musician. He really can play phenomenal. Like he knows his music, knows his history. What better guy would you want in that position? You know what I mean?
I
Like
just yeah. Actually, I
I
said to
appreciate him.
I had a friend, so I got this new kind of project where I'm reading articles about fish with another another fish head. This gal, an old friend of mine named Andrea, and she had her boy. She had an ex. She had an ex husband of hers, or the father of her 18-year-old kid, Dave Watts, who's this like crazy Colorado institution. He's like a local hero. He's not so known on the national stage, but he's like a Colorado hero. He's going to be in the Colorado Rock and Roll Music Hall of Fame for keeping this
Wow.
band together. Yeah, but he's adjacent to Fish, which is how we kind of brought him into our little universe. And I said to him like, why? How did? Because he told me that he opened for them a handful of times, and I'm like,
Wow.
but he would never was interested in this band. And I said to him like point blank, like how is it you are like you go back so far with these guys. They were huge on your radar. You opened for them. They were hanging out at your thing after the show, but they're so far from your musical interests. Why are you not like? Why aren't they part of the family dog with you guys? And he said
Yeah, right.
because uh, we were they were our competitors, and we admittedly were jealous of their success, and it was not really comfortable to see a band who you thought you were just as basically as good as just
Still
go
alive and well.
stratospheric and just take off, and leave you in the dust, so I imagine like with my friends who are down on Rick Beato, and
That's
you or me,
hogwash.
it's just it's just insecurity. It's
Anybody down
just
on any, I don't even care, honestly. It really doesn't even matter. Life goes on.
life goes
But I'll tell you
on.
one thing, my favorite Fish song, do you know the history of like the song My Soul?
Mama, 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 mama,
That
it's my
is my
soul, it's my
favorite
soul.
Fish song. I saw it when they opened up with it in like 2009 or maybe 2010. They opened up in the Meadowlands, and that was their opening song. And boy, did it like set the pace of the whole show. It
Yeah,
was incredible,
that
incredible.
that's their soundcheck song. That is the soundcheck song that they play. They bring it
Well, they
out, but
opened up
not in
with
the
their
show.
soundcheck song. I don't know their history like you do,
Well,
but
I
I have friends that are diehard Fish fans. They've dragged me along. I'll go. It's like it
well,
is a great
man.
time though.
I
Great
mean, I
time.
think like Fish brought me to Frankenstein. Frankenstein brings me to the McCoy to Edgar Winter. Edgar Winter brings me to Rick Derringer. Rick Derringer brings me to the McCoys. McCoys brings me to the Cleveland Indians. The
Yeah,
Cleveland
right.
Indians brings me to Ohio, to this very conversation. It's the tendrils
Exactly.
of music that are like connecting us all over the place. It's awesome.
It's so
It's
awesome.
totally
It really
awesome.
is.
Well, hey
And
guys,
wait
I
till
don't
you
mean to
see,
bail, and like Paul, I want to Mello. It's great to see you. It's been ages. I hope
Brian. I'm
all
gonna
is
send you
well.
some. Brian, I'm gonna send you some tracks from the new album I'm putting out. It's getting ready to almost be
Oh,
done.
okay.
I
I
want to
wish
hear
it
your
was.
opinion because you know music.
Yeah,
I want to see
man.
what you think about it. I'll send it to you in your
I
Facebook.
want to hear. Yeah, man.
You got it, man. I can't wait to share it with you, dude.
Please do. And no, Paul, all's good with you. You're good. Is it? What? It's kind of late. It's bedtime. No, you're okay.
Yeah,
You're quiet.
it's called this.
Power
He's
time.
with.
each and every
He's waiting
time.
for his pudding.
That was my
His
coffee
pudding and
each and every
his
time.
pills.
My pudding and my pills, and that beautiful hot nurse that comes from 3A.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. I'm gonna
Well,
be
it's-
such a perv when I land in a nursing home.
Oh my God. I think about this all the time. Like, am I gonna die?
You do?
Am I gonna? Well, like you don't think about your own
Will he or won't he?
end when you're living on the other side of the planet. You're like,
Yeah.
am I gonna be buried here?
Yeah.
Why is Jim Morrison buried in Paris? Like,
Yo.
why? Where do I? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. You know, it's like these thoughts cross your mind when you're. Where is home? I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I gotta
Where I
get
lay
some
my
coffee.
head is home.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey, hope you guys have a great rest of the night. And Paul, I wanted to
You
say
too,
I want to
man.
hear more about what's going on. But it's always I'm gonna come hang out again soon. Okay.
That's fair.
God bless
Thank you
you,
very much for
Brian,
coming
Thanks
man.
on.
for
Love
having
you,
me up,
man.
guys.
Love
Sorry to
you.
bug you. All right, lots of love, peace and love. All right, see you guys.
Oh, that's so
Our
cool.
jewel of the Orient.
No doubt. It's so
That's
cool.
right.
I could actually say I know somebody in Japan, you know? I mean, that's what's amazing about it. I could never say that before. Now I could say, if I was like transported and stuck in Japan, I could actually try to call somebody there.
There you go. See, if only Paul McCartney would have known about Brian, he would have been.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Right.
so Jeff Allen wants to hear this, and I kind of want to hear it too. And you showed the album, so let's hear it.
Oh, please. This is fucking incredible.
I'm live in New York and LA, 1971.
Honestly, like Edgar Winter used to call.
Well.
He used to
Thank
call.
you.
Oh, God bless you, James.
Thank you.
James.
By the
Honestly,
way, before we forget, I could not find Dr. Dirty's Barnacle Bill the Sailor. I did look for it, but it's not coming up. Maybe next show we will try that. Didn't want you to think I was
remember that Edgar Winter used to call Rick Derringer his guitar prodigy. And that's why he...
What a hell of a musician. I mean,
phenomenal.
It's sad that we have to. Well, okay, we shouldn't have to wait till somebody dies for you to recognize their greatness while they're alive.
You want to know one thing? You want to know one thing that pissed off Rick Derringer more than anything? I heard this in an interview. He said the one thing that pissed off more than anything, you will not believe how many people confused him with Rick Dees. Can you believe that?
What do you confuse?
Because their name was like always right next to each other a lot of times. And they used to think Rick Dees was Rick Derringer.
I can't stand Rick Dees.
It's just so funny. I'm like, he said that was the biggest thing that pissed him off.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, man, you could have been at least confused with Rick Springfield, you know?
Yeah, now you're back out here. What? Toby's in heat.
Toby!
Now. What do you want? All right, come on up here. Come on up here for a minute. See?
Did you ever show Toby your picture?
Look at your audience. Yes, I did. Look at your audience. I said look at your audience. Yeah, I know. Yes, you shit in my room again yesterday.
Oh, boy. Oh, girl.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
Don't Amber Heard us anymore.
Ew. It wasn't in the bed, thank God.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Yes.
Oh, my God. How old is Toby now?
4. Can you
4.
I'm 4. All right, get down.
No more bites or nips?
No, she still likes doing that for. Oh, look at Toby's such a sweet little, real sweet lab. I gotta bring this
Toby
back up
with
again.
Piccolina. You gotta get Piccolina and Toby together one day.
There you go. See, speaking of Piccolina, yes.
There's a Piccolina.
Well, when she's not making, we have feces everywhere. Usually she does it in the litter box. I don't know what her problem is. I want to go back to this comment. I like a live album that feels live. Raw, raw playing, smoke-filled room full of people dancing and sweating. That is a live album.
Sure is.
And back then,
not like Kiss.
Oh man, yeah, who would tinker and fix it in the studio later.
Always, from what I understand, you're learning more and more these days. Like Alive was not so alive.
Let's see. You know what? Since I'm not going to get damn monetized for this shit today anyway, because I knew I wasn't going to. Speaking of Kiss.
Yeah, play your hearts out, brother.
No, let's play the song that Rick's on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I forgot all about that. I think he's on isn't he on Paul Stanley's solo record too? I'm trying to remember. That's my favorite out of the 4 solo Kiss records.
Hang on a minute. I gotta set this up.
Set it up, brother.
I boo-booed here slightly.
And can you play the Demolition theme song after that?
I'll look for it when I got like this other song playing.
Right. Because it's my favorite of all the wrestling themes.
I haven't heard this song in over 40 years, seriously. But he plays the solo on Lick It Up's Exciter.
Oh, that's
yes. The only
trying to remember what song it was.
Anyways, there you go. So Kiss Exciter. Yes. So just remind me for the next show, James, because in a little bit I'm wrapping this up. What do you want?
Right.
I got like one more song in the queue, but what do you want? What
Here comes the axe. Here comes the smash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you asked for that. I didn't even look. I was so busy. We'll save that for next time.
We can save that next time. Yeah, that's cool.
Because there is another person. I don't want you guys thinking I forgot, but I guess I was just more Rick-centric than this. But Simon House also passed away this week. Worked for Hawkwind, worked for David Bowie, and a bunch of other people. Maybe next episode I'll pull a Simon House track or two so that you guys can listen to that as well. So Simon, I'm sorry you're gone too. Ace's cover of 2000 Man from Dynasty was great, but I was pretty much done with Kiss after Peter left. Here's the thing, right? I started buying Kiss albums. Oh boy, like I said, it either was Destroyer or Rock and Roll Over was my first Kiss album. I can't remember which that I bought brand new. And then I stayed with them. I thought Dynasty was a little bit, at that time. Yeah, but in '79, you got to understand.
Yeah, I can understand because of the disco movement. Yeah.
I get it. I bought it anyway. Yeah, I bought them anyway. And then I ended up getting Unmasked. I didn't get that brand new though. I actually got that in the cutout bin. I got it in the cutout bin, and it came with the poster. I remember that.
Yeah, I just remember I did not like Unmasked compared to like Dynasty or even after. I love the Elder. I love the Elder.
And Creatures of the Night is where I'm like, now you guys got Hotter Than Hell is my favorite.
That's a great album.
That is a long time. Hotter Than Hell.
Or Rip and Destroy.
Don't start with the Rip and Destroy. You know what? Oh boy. I'm okay. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think that oh God. All right. Being that Kiss Meets the Phantom, came out. Of course, Hanna-Barbera, in one of their first live actions, because they did a Banana Splits movie in '72. But I'm sitting here going, you know what? They shouldn't have done that. They should have just done a cartoon. They should have just done a full-blown Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And I think with the voices, they could have made, and they and I still say, I don't give a shit what any of you people say on this one, that the Elder concept still could work on a Hanna-Barbera type cartoon.
You know what somebody's going to do good. Now that AI is getting really good with video. I mean, like the new program just dropped. Like it's incredible for Google. And somebody even just did a video of Gene Simmons. It was like, imagine if Gene Simmons was on the Batman TV show with Adam West. And it shows Gene Simmons and Adam West like going in the Batmobile, like getting ready to go to a Kiss concert. And he defuses a bomb at a Kiss concert. It's so funny. You guys should look it up. It's hysterical.
Lovely. But I mean, it is so yeah. So that Rick Derringer ends up on Exciter on a Kiss LP. Where the hell did he not end up, huh? This guy was a rock
Rick
and roll
Derringer, I am
everyman,
telling you, that guy was
journeyman.
very influential to other guitar players. This is a sad day for rock guitarists, I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys looked up to him, and guys that were like incredible guitar players all looked up to Rick Derringer.
Yeah. I have one last song in the queue. I like I said, I'm not ignoring you people. If I missed a request, remind me next time in the next show, whenever I do the next show. But this one here is from the last album he ever did. And the last album he ever did studio-wise was 2009. I don't know why he stopped,
Right.
16 years ago, and this was the last album he ever did. And,
I can never dream of stopping unless I was like paralyzed. That's the only thing that would make me stop.
Yeah, it was called Knighted by the Blues, is the name of the 2009 album. And this song here that we're going to play, which is another long one, I like that DBA long one, so I bet you this will be fun.
Beautiful.
Never heard this before. This will be a first time for me too. My gal's kind of crazy. My gal is kind of crazy. All 7 minutes and 35 seconds of the glory of this. Let's hear this to close things out. Oh, I didn't know he had diabetes.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Davey.
Derringer, yeah.
Look how good he still sounded too.
Yeah, I heard he passed away.
Yeah. Brian Setzer, he said Rick Derringer was one of his favorite guitar players.
Oh, really?
Yep. A couple other guys that really loved Rick. I'm trying to remember. I remember seeing in interviews over the years. Did you know that, Paul?
What?
That Brian Setzer said that Rick Derringer was one of his favorite guitar players.
Nice.
My gal's kind of crazy. She kicks her shoes out
also, Joe Bonamassa loved Rick Derringer. Yes.
All great company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flying at me and hit me in my funny bone. My gal's kind of lazy. She lays in bed till way too
also
late.
George Thorogood. Another guy that looked up to Rick Derringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked up to Rick Derringer.
I drink alone.
Yeah.
Boy, this song sounds like my first ex-wife. He's talking about my first ex-wife.
Maybe it was became his next ex-wife.
Check.
She had an ex named Paul.
Interesting. Never would have thought
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that a little bit. I didn't know he had that big tattoo on his hand, if that's real or not, but. Mean as anything, though, man. Listen to that. Also, in Guitar Player magazine, Rick Derringer gets rated in the top 100 guitar players of all time.
Wow. Cool.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, Derringer was in the McCoys, right?
Yep.
Okay,
We were
yeah.
just listening a little bit before. He just was very influential. And then when he did the wrestling thing, that shot him into stratosphere. You know how much money he made from a Real American? My God.
The future looks so hazy when you've got a wife like mine.
He literally was like WWF's resident musician for a while.
Yeah, him and Jimmy Hart.
And Jimmy Hart, yeah, they worked together on these songs.
Jimmy Hart's mouth from the South.
Yep, from the Gentrys. Just think that's some real musical pedigree there, man. They knew what they were doing. And I'm sure Jimmy Hart is going to put out a big statement about Rick Derringer. I'm positive he did that. I didn't get to see it yet, but
I could see that, James.
She ain't no fragile daisy.
Oh, definitely. I can see that, King.
She's got thorns just like a rose. Yeah, my gal is kind of crazy. From her head down to her toes.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Yeah, I've never heard this, but it's classic Rick Derringer. I mean, it's amazing.
I've got a couple crazy ex-girlfriends that this appears to apply to. Isn't that right, Tammy?
Hey, if God rest her soul, if Shannon was still alive, could apply to her too, maybe a little bit.
That's right, Shenanigan.
Miss her, man. She pops in my brain a lot. Honestly, I've never forgotten her, man.
My gal's kind of crazy.
Damn. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's killer.
Very nice. What lineups?
No doubt.
They go flying at me and hear my funny bone. Still one more time.
Cool. I never heard that.
Incredible.
From 2009, Knighted by the Blues. My girl's kind of crazy.
It's awesome.
Court.
Dude,
Yeah.
as Rick
I'm sure he's happy.
It's like he'd ever watch this from heaven and be like,
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah.
He didn't watch it when he was alive. We'll make him watch it.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. Maybe zombie Rick Derringer.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Oh, God, no.
Oh, man.
You know what? Why has there not been a video game of zombie musicians? Like they're like
I know, right?
You're like, such a big fan, such a big fan, and then they take a bite out of your neck and kill you.
Video game.
You summon them by playing their song.
Oh my God, that's like so trick or treat.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh, I just in the mood for this song, and the next thing you know, at the door is Loverboy. You know, Mike Reno. You know, with his like jaw about to fall off.
Everybody's murking for the weekend.
Yeah, right.
The password is Merkin.
Murphy.
See, it's never gonna go away. Never
Do
gonna
you
go
know
away.
the Merkin Man, the Merkin Man, the Merkin Man?
Could you imagine there be a door-to-door salesman?
Yeah, right.
It's the Merkin Man. Let me in.
Pearl Jam and Neil Young did something called Merkin Ball or EP or something. Yeah, they did or something.
Pictures of Merkin Men and you.
Oh God! Oh my God! Covers from Hell, Paul's new show. Because
that would be fun. That would be fun.
I'm sure a couple of horrible album covers in my
Pictures of Merkin Men. I'm gonna make that on AI. I'm gonna put it in AI. Make a cover of Pictures of Merkin Men.
Merkin Man. Do I still have? Let's see here. What now? Toby's bothering me. What do you want now? What do you want now? You little shit. I mean, if you want to talk about really crummy album covers, I can't believe I still have this over here. I thought I put it away. Here's one right here. Oh, great album. Shitty album cover. Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Hey, Paul, I found this Beatles picture disc.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that you got that 1978 from Canada. That's who made that originally. Shit tons of them.
I used to have one. I used to have one.
You too?
Yeah,
I sold it.
Some of these pictures are kind of hard to find. I only paid $1 for it at a state sale Sunday.
Oh, that's even better. I mean, mine was in a nice frame, and I got literally, I got like, I don't know, about $70 for it at the time. But it was in a nice frame. I mean, a killer frame.
I haven't listened to it. It plays okay for a picture disc.
Yeah, I was going to say your 70s picture discs were, by the time. Yeah, the 80s were like minorly improved. Oh, yeah, the cover came with it. Yeah, all the way around.
Yeah. I
got to tell you the truth. I remember seeing that thing in the cutout bins going cheap. Like I mean, like $1.99 they had them down to, and I think that's when I pulled the trigger and bought one. Was when it was $1.99. I'm like, I can't fuck this up at $1.99. Yeah, you know.
Cup of coffee, you know, Beatles, Sgt. Peppers.
Yeah, see that was and that was the early '80s. That was the early '80s that was in the cutout bins.
All right, so 2 cups of coffee and
two cups of coffee for $1.99. You drinking milk there, sir? Oh, I thought you were drinking.
No, it's a styrofoam.
Oh, look, he's showing the epitome of Steely Dan's powers.
I have that. I got that record. I love that record.
In my opinion, that's the apex of Dan is Asia. After that, I mean, because Gaucho's a good record, but
I love Royal Scam. I really love Royal Scam. Kid Charlemagne, Don't Take Me Alive.
What I'm saying is that all the Dan records were pretty damn good, and they were all going up in quality, you know. And then, like I said, even they admitted they kind of fucked up on Gaucho. With a big long explanation.
I found out this has a Union. You know, the Dead Wax has a Union Jack on both sides.
Right.
That means it's a keel. Discog says it's a keel manufactured pressing.
Oh, that's cool.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pressing then. Did you listen to it?
I listened all the way through. It sounds great. They took good care of it. The people who owned it.
Oh, it is one of the best mixed records of all time. I think more people use that record as like a tester for their systems than any record I know of.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Asia's Steely Dan is like the go-to record for. I'd say 90% of like these record collectors with high-end systems. They'll put that on because they all have it. You know what I mean? It's like that's one in their collection they gotta have.
I overheard. I have a relative, uncle, that told me that the MFSL version of Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon" is a good tester of the heartbeat.
Yeah, I've heard that too. There's a few records that are like the go-to tester records. You know, like that. I think some people will use King Crimson as a tester.
Oh, really?
You know.
I know that band.
Because it's very extreme and it goes from highs to lows. You know, they want to hear the dynamic responses. You know, that's the difference. You get some screamy kind of thing for like 21st century Schizoid Man. And then the other one side, it's, Court of the Crimson King. You know, it's two different like levels of like kind of dynamics.
You know, Dave, you kind of started something. So you went off and you showed that Asia. So, you know, we played earlier Showbiz Kids from Countdown to Ecstasy with Rick Derringer. But this time we're going to go, I just quickly pulled it up. He also was on the Katie Lied album. Rick Derringer was, yes. And he was on a track called, okay, Chain Lightning.
That's a great one too, King James. It's just a work of art into your ears. It really is.
For a short man, Jeff could really hold down that solid groove.
Oh my God, he's one of the greatest drummers of all rock in my mind.
Yeah, Dan knew how to get the best people.
He really did. I mean, honestly, and launched careers of guys. You know, Michael McDonald for one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know, Michael McDonald fucking. Not that he wouldn't have made it on his own, maybe without Steely Dan, but boy, did that get him going. You know, that made the connection for him with Dewey Brothers because of Jeff Skunk Baxter.
Yeah, wasn't it? Oh God,
I remember watching
Pretzel Logic.
Yeah.
I think those are the two albums that Michael sings back on.
Yeah, Peg. Oh man.
Oh God, yeah, you can definitely hear him on Peg.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael McDonald's listed on Peg. Yep, you're
absolutely
right.
Over. They really are, man. They're some of my literally most influential people in my own musical sphere. I mean, everything they've done is just incredible.
I think it's it.
Peg, you come back.
Michael McDonald. You're right.
Literally, Toto was the Porcaro brothers in a lot of ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Porcaro family.
Steve Porcaro is phenomenal. I mean, just they're all like. He really is.
If you want to hear a strange album, okay, seriously, it's on YouTube. 1976, SS Fools on Columbia Records. I happen to have that album. I think it's a white label, if I remember correctly. I've got. So imagine you've got Bobby Kimball, pre-Toto. Okay, so he's the lead singer of this band. They only cut this one album.
Just goes to show amazing how many projects these guys have all like intertwined and things and
four of the performing members of the 70s band Three Dog Night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
So imagine, you've got the backing of Three Dog Night with Bobby Kimball singing.
That is something, man. Wow, I never even knew that. I got to hear that now.
And the SS Fools, of course, stands for Seven Separate Fools, which was the name of an album title, but they cut it to SS Fools.
Yeah.
I'm sure they must have gotten a little flack just having it called SS. You know, that's why Kiss.
Yeah, but they didn't do it like that though. I mean, it was like the name of a ship though. SS.
Oh yeah. That's true. Right.
Because it had a nautical theme on the album cover a little bit. SS Fools. So check that album out.
I agree.
Guys, if you like Toto or Three Dog Night or both.
Toto's one of my favorites. They really are just like Steve Lukather is one of my favorite guitar players. One of the coolest guys in the business. I mean, been on some of the most legendary recordings like of all time. You know, he was there when they were recording "The Girl Is Mine" and "Say Say Say," and he plays on some of the tracks for "Say Say Say." He said how he felt having Sir George Martin and Quincy Jones in the corner, like conferring about the production, and he's there trying to lay tracks down, but he's got Paul, Michael, Sir George, Quincy, all like staring at him, watching him do the tracks. Can you imagine those eyes looking at you? He said he had to turn his back a couple times because he was like really in such a, I don't know, I probably lose it myself, man. I mean, like that's really like nerve wracking.
I bet, yeah.
4 greatest names in music, like looking at you through a window, making sure you put down every note, and they're like listening every note. Like you waver once, they're like, it's like a story my friend told me one time. He worked at Gold's Gym in New York, and Vince McMahon came in there with a crew for WrestleMania 2, and they were filming like promo spots. They said Hulk Hogan was there, but he was on like a box and doing like pull-ups, but he was just standing there doing like this, and they filmed him from the waist up. And my friend had really amazing calves where like he was like doing these things, and they shot his calves and said it was somebody else's. And one things he said was the funniest thing. It was really quiet, and then like Vince McMahon just like cleared his throat. He was like, and everyone like stopped what they were doing, and they looked at him, and he goes, "No, I'm just clearing my throat." It was so funny. I should get him one day to come on here, man. He's got some stories, man. This dude, I know.
There's already another weird rumor, speaking of all of that going down. Now, I highly doubt this is going to happen.
Concert Bully, what's up?
But the rumor, yeah, look at this. He goes off and says, now this is a panel I can get down with. But supposedly the rumor is that Vince is going to talk to TKO and try to buy WWE back.
He should. I mean, honestly,
I think it's too late, out of all honesty. But I mean, he's getting up there in years. It's like, you know what, Vince, just take your retirement.
Yeah.
Besides,
I get it.
he's not done with all his legal trials. He's done with most of them, but not all of them. So
it's just, I think the guy got more of a bad rap than really warranted. I mean, there's a lot of craziness, of course. But, man, how many people owe him their whole livelihood, their whole career, their whole everything to that man?
Oh, yeah, I bet.
You know, he's done, like, some wonderful, wonderful things. And that people can't forget that. He started WrestleMania. He started, and I understand, like, he didn't kill nobody that we know of, I know he helped,
but Jimmy you got Snuka, the Ring Boy scandal.
Yeah, and the Jimmy Snuka scandal. Yeah, he, paid the thing of Jimmy Snuka's charges, supposedly, but I love Vince McMahon. I really do. I still love him. I love Brock Lesnar, too. I think he's getting a fucking bad rap.
Did you hear now about another name that got brought up in some type of disposition going back to the Ring Boy scandal? Now, once again, I have to throw an alleged here because I've only got to see part of the show, okay?
I watched it.
Coco Beware's name got mentioned.
Yep.
And I am like, shit. Because I've got, do I have? Or did I not take it? Oh, there. Yeah, I got it up in the wall here when I met him one time back in the 90s, Coco Beware.
Look what Billy Jack Hayes is going through right now.
I heard that he has been declared unfit for trial. So I don't know what that's going to do now. Maybe I think he might probably be stuck in a psych ward for the rest of his life.
Well, deservedly so. I mean, we really don't know the details, but that is tragic. I mean, that's almost in the same vein as the Chris Benoit thing.
I barely remember Billy Jack. Okay, I started watching wrestling in the early '80s. Okay, but I barely remember him. Yeah. Honestly,
he was good. He was good. He was like a John Bradshaw before he was like JBL. When John Bradshaw had his long hair and he was like really no nonsense, that's what Billy Jack Hayes was like. Just a cowboy kind of guy that was like tough as nails, man. It's amazing when you see.
Wasn't Bradshaw the kid for one of the? Oh God, one of the Blackjacks?
Yes, yeah, that's right. He was black. He was playing Blackjack Lanza's son at one point, but he really wasn't Blackjack Lanza's son. But he looked a lot like him. That was the thing, They tried to resuscitate the Blackjacks in the 80s, I think it was. Late 80s, early 90s. Because that was a popular tag team back then. In the 70s, Blackjacks were like the Moondogs. I mean, they were big.
That was kind of before me. I mean,
I love the Moondogs. The Moondogs were probably my favorites, even more than the Samoans.
Goofy? Jimmy Valiant. He was goofy.
Yeah, they were great. The Valiant brothers.
He's still alive, too. Yes,
Yeah,
Dave.
Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man.
Some of those wrestlers I've never heard of that you guys just mentioned.
That's a lot of old
Yeah.
school shit.
Yeah, they're the older one. I've been following wrestling. I mean, literally went to my first wrestling match in 1974.
That's
Literally,
a long time.
my parents brought me to Madison Square Garden and the Philadelphia Spectrum like every month from
Wow,
74 to
cool.
85. I mean, I saw it all back then. I saw the first WrestleMania
Bruno
live.
Sammartino.
I saw Bruno Sammartino. I saw Bob Backlund win the belt from Billy Graham in February 20th,
Superstar
1978. I was there, Madison Square Garden.
Shit.
I saw Jimmy Snuka jump off the cage onto both Bob Backlund and Don Morocco 2 years in a row.
You know what's funny?
Made the big deal about the Snuka one over the Morocco one.
Mick Foley was in that audience.
Yep. So was
along
Tommy
with
Dreamer.
Tommy
Dreamer was there. Tommy Dreamer and what's his name? Few wrestlers that were there came their decision making to want to get into wrestling. Yeah.
I can't remember why, but there was a recent picture of Dory Funk Jr. I'm like, holy shit, I forgot he was still alive. 83.
Yeah.
83, wow. And he had one of his old belts, and I'm just like, I miss
I'll
Terry.
tell
I
you-
would have loved to have met Terry.
I've been watching the last couple of weeks. I've been watching because they come up every now and then, these interviews with George Steele, like in his last days. He went around and did like a circuit and was interviewing like a massively, like doing like, reveal alls and stuff. It's so fascinating, that guy. That guy was really fascinating. Did you ever see that video in 1980? I think it was on WWF television. I think it was still it wasn't WWF yet. I mean, it had already changed over to WWF. But George Steele picked up a jobber from put him in a chicken wing move, and he had him like by his arm. His arm was like behind his back. And when he threw him down, the guy's arm dislocated. And he's on the ground, and literally, supposedly, like, it looked so real because his arm was literally out of the socket.
Oh,
but the story went that the guy was able to do that on command. So it became a big ruse. Like, they thought George Steele really knocked the guy's arm out of the socket. It was really, you can find it on YouTube. Just look up, I think it's Pete Doherty was the guy's name. So look up George Steele versus Pete Doherty, and you'll see like this move he does. And he's on the floor with his arm literally upside down. And then George Steele starts kicking it and stuff. It's like unbelievable. It's so funny, man. My God.
Only twice did I ever see anything go wrong in the ring. One was in WWE. Another one was an indie match. Okay.
Really?
So the WWE one, Rockford, Illinois. It was on a Sunday. I remember they said they were going to film it, but they didn't do it. They said there was a taping, but I never saw no damn cameras. I think they were full of shit. But it was the last match. It was a TLC match, okay, and it was if I remember correctly, it was Edge. It was supposed to be Edge versus Kane. Kane did not appear. Neither did Ric Flair. Both of them were supposed to. They must. I don't know what it was with Ric Flair in Rockford, Illinois, because that was not the first time that he decided not to come to Rockford. But needless to say, they were like, "Well, we're going to have a mystery opponent." I've told this story before on this show. Mystery opponent turned out to be the Canadian crippler Chris Benoit. That's right.
Wow.
And so I got to see him wrestle only once in that match, and boy, oh boy, did those two go down. And so Benoit puts Edge through the table, okay, and when he gets up, he's like 90 degrees. That's where he is. And you see a little sliver of the damn table near his spinal cord. It drew blood.
Wow.
They slowly pulls the damn thing out, and I'm like, what the hell? And so what they did was, and that's how the refs are the communicators between everybody, right? The ref leans into him really quick, and he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he says something to the ref. Okay. So next thing you know, like Benoit is over on one corner, and he's like going towards him, but the ref's like pushing him back, and he's saying something to him. I'm like, I bet you in that moment, he's like, end this. He's telling you to end this. And it's like, so instead of the crippler crossface like he always does, which of course would have bent the back, which would have made things worse, he wins. He just a figure 4. He put him in a figure 4 leg lock and then got him to submit. So that was the WWE thing. The indie event happened in December of 23 in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Jimmy Hart was there that night.
Brothers.
That's awesome.
Nice. Very, very
I love
nice
Terry
indeed.
Funk. Love Terry
Yes.
and Dory, man. Oh my God, legend.
But there was a 20-man when they would do these battle royales, they would have all the excuse of just getting everybody on the damn roster to come out, right?
I saw the first WWF of Battle Royal ever in Philadelphia in 1980. The very first time WWE or WWF at the time had a Battle Royal, and it was Philadelphia Spectrum.
I'll tell you,
that
that's
was
crazy.
their history.
So here's the thing. Dude gets thrown, of course, because you got to get thrown off the top rope. This one guy goes off and lands wrong. I was in front row with my executive assistant, Donna, and a whole bunch of us. We heard snap.
Oh no! What did he break?
Dude's leg, the dude's knee or leg, and I'm like, oh, we all went, oh,
yeah.
The wrestler's going, oh, but he was a right. Don't restart a year or two old shit. I ain't in the mood.
That's kind of.
I don't even know what to say after seeing that comment.
It's like kind of like the same thing what Drew McIntyre just went through right now.
Yes.
He took a really bad fall. Yeah, well, him and Damian Priest, I mean, they both took the fall, but it was the back of Drew's head that got hit.
Are you talking about when he got him in the windshield?
Yeah, then did that move off the head. Yeah. He's out now. Drew supposedly he's out, I think.
Hey, Paul, I don't mean to interrupt. Yeah. I wanted to ask, you ever heard of a movie called Erg, the wrestling movie?
Erg, I remember that.
I've never seen it. I knew it was put out on DVD or Blu-ray, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like it's like an acted movie about wrestling, kind of.
Yeah.
And I know that there's another wrestling movie coming out about The Rock's doing a movie about the UFC guy.
Oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh. Yeah, he's doing Mark Kerr about Mark Kerr.
Oh, cool! I didn't know.
I'm sorry, but I don't like The Rock anymore. Yeah, I've found out a few things about him, and
he is kind of I don't know, so self-serving in a lot of ways. That's his bottom line because The Rock says so.
What it do to the do? Take a walk on the wrong side. Or Western Union.
Yeah, I know that song.
Anyways, but no, I'm not a big fan of The Rock. Sure, I like going on. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
He did a couple great, don't get me wrong. That one, did you see the one segment he did with Vicky Guerrero where he was singing, he actually has an acoustic guitar in the middle of the ring, and he's singing. What song did he? Oh, Beautiful Tonight. He came out and said, "You look horrible tonight." Oh my God, it is so. I mean, when The Rock is on, The Rock is on. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Some of the greatest segments in all of wrestling have The Rock in it. We can't deny that.
Yeah,
it's just that he's let everything get to him, he wanted to take over DC Comics. He wanted everything he does, it's all becomes about The Rock, where it's it's a little too much.
I can't stand John Cena either.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Everybody sees him now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's over where it's welcome, that whole angle.
The prediction is he will, of course, turn babyface by the end of the year.
Oh, do you watch WrestleMania?
I do. One of my favorite WrestleMania is one of my
Me
favorite
too.
channels.
Mine too. I mean,
If you're
and
into
they
wrestling,
really.
everybody, go check out WrestleMania. And
What's
go,
up, everybody? This is WrestleMania right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen it.
He's something else. That I think there's like 2 different ones that do that channel.
Right. And I think there's another host every once in a while because I hear like an American accented guy. It's not an
Right.
Australian or
Yeah,
whatever do
yeah.
it. So he must be partnered with somebody. But yeah.
I try to watch all. I try to keep up to date on some of this shit,
Hard.
you know. And I don't know why, but I do. So, but it's like, thank God for YouTube because I don't have cable. Okay, I just
Right.
have free TV. But at least through YouTube, I could check out all the WWE
Sure.
Raw, the SmackDown. I could catch the NXT. I believe in Joe Hendry, and he lost.
Yeah,
Trick Williams is now the champ. Is that yeah? So,
Crazy.
and then of course, what's the other one? TNA, Ring of Honor, NWA.
You see them all crossing over too. You notice that? Like
Game
NXT
Changer
and TNA.
Wrestling is coming to Little Rock, but that's a little too far for me. So, and it's
Right.
and that's where Sabu's last match was for
Oh,
Game Changer
wow.
Wrestling in Vegas before he died.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm still waiting to find out who's going to be. It's the week before my birthday in September, the Joplin Minicon. Who's going to be the wrestler? Because they've been getting wrestlers. That's how I met Buff the Stuff last year. You see,
Oh,
Buff
wow.
Bagwell. So
Nice.
I want to know who the hell is going to be. Because Jake the Snake showed up in the April con. He showed up.
Wow.
But here's the
I've heard of him.
Was he drunk?
No, oh no. He don't do that shit.
Yeah,
believe
right.
it or not. Well, no, I'm serious. Believe it or not.
No, I know. He went dry. I know.
DDP. He's in the DDP yoga. He's changed his life.
Oh, he's in the whole thing with Lex Luger too.
Yeah, and he's back with his wife too, Cheryl.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I know, right? So both of them supposedly were at the Joplin Con, and but the thing is, what 3 years difference makes. I paid $60 to get an autograph and a photo with Jake the Snake, and I've got let's see, where's Jake? Jake's is right there.
I got Jake's autograph somewhere. I got it somewhere.
Nice guy. But now it was
Americana
100.
Sound. Americana Sound is in the chat gallery. Sam.
Yes. How you doing, Sam? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, AEW is another one I watch too.
Do you watch any MMA like UFC or?
You know what? That never interested me. I don't know why.
I love it.
Just my size.
I mean, I loved it when Brock Lesnar was in UFC.
Yeah, Lesnar's probably never coming back to WWE.
Did you see his new look? Did you see how Brock looks right now?
Yeah,
he looks cool as shit. He really does.
He does.
I hope he makes a comeback. I really do.
Yeah, but it's not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be WWE. He'll make it somewhere.
That's a shame.
That's right. I remember you telling me this, Jeff, and I thought that was so damn awesome. You know, I really, really did. Very, very cool.
Oh, how about you? Here's another one. I've never ever seen one called with Hulk Hogan called No Holds Barred.
Oh, I love that movie.
Good God. Yeah, I remember that one.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a guilty pleasure. It's like so bad it's good to me.
Yeah, it is. That one I've seen, unfortunately, somehow. I think it was on HBO, Mr. Nanny one time. I saw.
Oh, you got to do that. You got to make a new segment instead of Jukebox from hell, like Movies from Hell or something like.
There's too many people that do that kind of stuff. I'm not good.
Yeah, but you can put your spin on it.
Yeah. But anyways, gang.
Thank you.
It's about, I got to get going here, unfortunately. It's almost midnight. I'm going to have to get up at 6.
Right.
So I want to thank everybody that was on here, and you guys and Brian and everybody to come and stick around and watch this Rick-centric show. Rick Derringer, rest in peace. Died at the age of 77. And Rock and roll hoochie coo. You know what? I mean, just remember all the cool rock and roll, all the blues, all the good stuff. Try and catch your heroes, your aging heroes, before they're gone too. I'm hoping to go see Pat Travers. in about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
Maybe
cool.
I'll let you guys know if that happens. But you know what, gang? Always powered by coffee each and every time. Unlike what powers the melody, and just and always remember this important fact:
Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.